I'm pretty sure that's a Squatch nest right there. But I don't want to get out and check, so we'll just have to assume. Nobody ever said this guy wasn't a lazy Squatch hunter. You know those road hunters that don't get out of the truck, they just wait for the moose or the deer to come right out on the road? Yeah, this is kind of what we're doing for Squatch today. Hey guys, today's adventure brought to you by unfrequentedworld.com. Whether I'm out in the forest like today, traveling through northern Ontario in all its beautiful color, or off in search of some lost redcoat hidden treasure metal detecting adventure, I do my best to bring you guys with me. And I do that through video and photos. So check out the website, guys. Lots of prints for sale, and help support the channel. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, just out traveling the back roads today. Look at the gorgeous scenery behind me. When I left the house this morning, it was sunny, and I thought, what a great day to go do some photography. And that kind of changed, but man, it's still beautiful here. I'm still taking pictures. The leaves are coming down like crazy. This is full on fall, and I love it. Absolutely amazing out here today. So if you guys watch the channel regularly, you know that Gary's theory on Sasquatch is that they hightail it out of here for the winter, right? If this is a flesh and blood creature, which I think it is, there's no food for it here in winter. The snows are too deep, the winters are just too cold. We go down to minus 40 degrees Celsius, and a lot of the stories that people tell up here and a lot of the accounts happen in the fall. So I honestly believe that these things are even more north of here, where there are less people, but when cold times, hard times come, they travel through our region and head southwards. That's just my theory, guys, and that's why we're going to push as hard as we can here in the fall, get out as much as we can, and spread out cameras all over the place, travel as many roads as we can. That's the theory I'm working on, right? I know 35 of you collectively just said, but Gary, they live underground. Hey, you can live underground all you want, but what are you going to eat? Then the other 35 of you that watch the channel just said, but Gary, they drive UFOs. They don't have to migrate. They just fly south. And no, I'm not making fun of you guys. All theories welcome. As I always say, nothing's been proven or disproven yet. Couple of pull downs right here on the side of the road. One here, and then 10 feet away, another one. This one's actually underneath a log right here. Interesting. There's another one looped over. The one with the green leaves on it right there, it's a loop. Most people would just drive by this guy on the road. Very hard to envision a photograph here, but I'm gonna play with this. I've got an ultra wide angle with me, and I'm gonna make a nice photograph of this tree. There's kind of a better view. It's an old one, that's for sure. Yeah, I mentioned it in the summer. I'm still trying to master that ultra wide Tamron lens I bought. It's a difficult one to use. It's just not my favorite focal length. I don't know. You drop a lot of money on it, I guess you better learn to use it. I made the mistake of buying a white lens once. If you know anything about lenses, the pro lenses are the white ones. And my wife up until that point thought I only owned 3 lenses. I think I had 36 at the time, but they were all black. They all looked the same to her. And as soon as I dropped a couple grand on that white one, she knew the gig was up. You bought a new lens. I only did that once. Forgot the GoPro at home today, otherwise I'd be filming the entire trip. So I've been driving for a few miles holding the phone up, but hopefully nothing runs across the road when I put the phone down. It hasn't happened in 40 years yet, so I don't know. I think we're okay. But normally I mount the GoPro right in the dash here and we get the entire trip recorded, and that way if I see something run across the road, we're guaranteed to get it. The things we take for granted nowadays, I'm just kind of laughing to myself as I drive along. I've probably taken 400 photos of various colors and trees and the road today. When I used to come back here in college, we had film. We still had film cameras. And, you know, to blow a 36 roll of film would have been a big thing back then, right? But you know what? I know I'm a better photographer because of it. Having to take the time and compose shots and look for certain things, look for lighting. There's no doubt you're a better photographer when it costs you money. Every shot costs you money. Nowadays, you fire off 10,000 shots, doesn't cost you a thing, right? Brought a real bush lunch today. I got some pizza. It's fantastic. Better than an old dry sandwich, let's put it that way. Man, it's so peaceful here. All I can hear is some birds and the wind and the leaves. Smells like fall. Lunch and a nap. Another break right there. We've passed about a dozen of them. They're all about 8 feet up there. I don't know. I can't even find a partridge today, so I don't know how I'm gonna find a Bigfoot. Little forest music. No, this guy doesn't do classical. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff broken and snapped off here. and it's the small whippy stuff, you know, the size of 1 finger, 2 fingers. That stuff should blow around in the breeze and not break off. So I don't know, is it deer, is it moose? I'll show you guys a few pictures. I've also seen a few bigger ones, 3-4 inches around, bent over, same as we always do. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to draw your own conclusions. I'm just pointing out what I find. There's a beautiful little creek here crossing the road. I'm going to take a walk down and see if we can get some photographs. There's got to be something we can find down there. I know a place, if I can find it again. My dad, my brother, and I found it probably 18, 20 years ago. A rock, 175 to 100 yards long, covered in garnets, out here in the middle of the fantastic northern bush. You could take a little rock hammer and you could get garnets as big as your thumb. So I think tomorrow we're going to go look and see if we can find that. Always an adventure on this channel of some kind. And we're going to get out metal detecting again before the end of the season too. I just haven't had time, guys, but I'm itching to go metal detecting. So I have to think of somewhere good, and we're going to do that as well. So stay tuned for those. I will tell you guys this about the leaves and the color up here. It's kind of like the cherry blossoms down in Washington. My wife and I made a trip, and we were there for 3 days. We got to Washington, we did our conference, I went out in the afternoon, no cherry blossoms on the first day. I was heartbroken. Oh no, we didn't plan this for the right time. Got up the next day and the city was exploded in cherry blossoms. Had a beautiful day taking pictures, 12-hour day. The next day I got up before I left. I thought I have lots of time to go get some more shots, and they were already pretty much down on the ground at that point. It was the luckiest trip of my life. I had no clue that these things blossomed and fell off pretty much in a day and a half, and they were done. So I'll tell you guys, up here it's about the same. You'll get hints of color, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 days you'll be fully exploded color everywhere, and then a windstorm comes up like today and no leaves left. So you kind of have to know somebody up here and call around and say, hey, how does the bush look? This is why it's my favorite time of year. The camera doesn't even do it justice. It really doesn't. You have to be out here and have the wind and the leaves hitting you in the face. If you have never visited Northern Ontario in the fall, put it on your bucket list, guys. It's absolutely amazing.